just a podcast underground. Cheap mics buzzing, webcams blurry. Put it out there, no need to worry. Fine K66.9 is no joke. Audio so rough, makes your ears choke. But they keep talking, voices ain't broke. Budget keeps microphones stroke. We ain't got cash, just passion black. Audio crack. Rock this podcast. Crack the podcast. Crackling audio, background invite. Authentic sound in the dead of the night. Listeners tune in, nothing's ever tried. Raw and pretty, not pristine or light.
Doing? Welcome back to Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin. I myself am Clay.
And I myself would be Kevin, I guess, by process of elimination.
Yeah. Just take a guess,
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
I hope everybody's having a fantastic evening. I hope everybody's enjoying their week. Let's see. Who do we have up in the chats, Clay?
We've got King Paco. How you doing, dude? Christopher Cult. What's happening, man? And Red Cabin Acoustic. How you doing? And then where are we else? Pamela Hicks. How you doing?
Pamela Hicks. I do see a question by Pamela asking about a fellow YouTuber. I do believe he's taking a break right now, Pam Hicks. I think he's dealing with some family issues. And that's really all I really want to talk about it. That's not my place. So, I think he's just taking a break from YouTube at the moment. So,
Know You Joe. How you doing? Thanks for coming in.
How do we sound, everybody? Are our levels okay? Does one need to come up? One need to come down? I hope everything's okay.
Yes.
So tonight we want to talk about Fi-Fine's brand new microphone.
Yay! Where's the applause, the cheering crowd? Because they're hitting it out of the park, literally.
Dude, they are taking the higher end game and they're grabbing it by the throat and they are choking it in a pleasurable way, and they are saying, "Hey, you're going to enjoy our microphones."
For folks like us.
Yeah. Because I think that they're kind of shooting with the Tank 6, I think they're shooting for the PodMic USB. Now, I cannot test a PodMic USB with it because I don't have a PodMic USB, but I do have the regular PodMic, and I think that this microphone sounds better than the PodMic. I mean,
so Rode is a good company. Rode, there's no doubt. There's no denying that. From everything I've heard, this goes back to when me and you've talked before about why I don't have a pod mic. Everything I've heard hasn't really wowed me. I know some people like them. King Paco's got one. He loves his. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they haven't wowed me enough to go, yeah, I'm going to spend the $100 on something that I have almost 30 microphones. I don't need another microphone. So if Rode wants to send me one, great. That's not going to happen. So
I have microphones that I think are better than the Rode. Don't get me wrong, Rode is fantastic. It is a great high-end microphone, and it's well known. I think that is what Rode is living on right now, is the name brand.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Nike shoes. You know, you go get shoes, and you're not gonna go get a Walmart brand. You're gonna get Nikes because of the name brand. At least, you know, teenagers. I could care less anymore. I'll wear Skechers and New Balance and whatever. You know, I'll wear the Shaq branded shoes. I don't care. I'm 40 some odd year. I'm not trying to impress nobody. So
just go for what's comfortable.
Exactly. And to me right now, Fine is comfortable. These are well built microphones. They are slick and they sound great. I am on the Tank 6 right now. I want you guys out there right now to tell me, how does this sound compared to, well, I don't have anything to compare it to, but just how's it sound? I mean,
even without having something to compare it to, because sometimes that leans you one way or another.
Right.
What does it sound like? Just like it is. I'm using processing. I don't know about you. I am. So
I always use processing.
I'm on the Tank 3, and I put this one on just for comparison because the Tank 6 is kind of like the next step up from the Tank 3.
Correct. And you know, what I like about it is versatility, because it is a XLR USB microphone. I think if you're starting out a podcast, yeah, you could start out with a little bit cheaper microphone than what this is, but you know what? Let's get into the price here in a minute. I'm going to go to the slideshow real quick. So, talking about the Tank 6, this is what comes in the box. You get it is a dynamic microphone, so you do get that. You get your 8.2 foot USB A to USB A or C cable. You get a 3/8 adapter and a 5/8 adapter, and you get your user manual. So that's what comes in the box. It is 16 milligrams, large diaphragm with a sample rate 24-bit in USB, guys. That is a huge deal for anybody who kind of wants to up their game with voiceovers or anything using USB. So it is a huge sample rate, but for spoken word or anything like that, I really don't think you're going to notice a difference. Like Clay is on one right now that's 16-bit. I'm on 24-bit. You're not going to notice the difference.
And if you've been a Fine follower and you've been, buying their products or watching their products or listening to their products, you know that 24 is a big that's good. I mean, does the Tank 1 24?
Tank 1's not USB.
Oh, that's right. So point being, that's a big step.
Correct.
It's not 32-bit. It's also not $1,000.
Exactly. So you do get your 3/8 and your 5/8 inch thread in the microphone. What's this called? The yoke. The yoke itself. So you do get that. It is studio ready, solid metal build with dual size adapters. So that is a huge plus. I do love the all metal build of this thing.
Yeah. Well, I've the K669D, the Tank 3, the Tank 1, even the K669C metal build. They're just and those microphones still sound great, and those were like sub $50 microphones.
Yeah. Now you are upping the sound quality with this type of microphone because it rounds off all the edges of the tones of your voice a little bit more than the K669D, the K669C, or anything kind of sub 50, with maybe the exception of the AM8, but you're gaining the all metal build as well. So this does have a sound to noise ratio of -70 dB with built-in dampening, which is really nice. You got your gain and mic knobs right on the microphone itself. I have mine placed underneath and my mute button on top, which your mute button right there, of course. I do like that it is a
Quiet.
physical mute button as well, and it's not a capacitive touch, because sometimes if you're moving your microphone, you could accidentally hit that capacitive touch and not know that you're muting your mic.
I like that they made it a mechanical button, but noiseless, like it's quiet.
Yeah. I mean, you will get a little bit of noise, but it's not going to be...
Nothing that's going to disrupt the show.
Exactly. It is a very balanced XLR, transmits clean signal to interface or mixer that you already own. You can sound like yourself. And here's the price, guys. It is in the description of this live. If you want to go back and check it out, it is down to $110 right now. It is normal price is $162. It's basically $163 plus tax, but it's down to $110. That is more than $50 off right now. If you want to go check it out, that is a hell of a deal for this quality microphone, this build of a microphone, and getting this sound. So the links are in both Clay's description and mine of this live, depending on wherever you want to check it out. So definitely check it out if you want one for yourself.
Miss K, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in, saying hello.
What up, Miss K? How's it going? What is the self noise of the new microphone, of the new mic? All right. So self noise. Let me let me turn off processing.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it's so low. You can't really hear anything. And this is what it sounds like with no processing. I think it sounds really good with no processing, but I'm an audio guy. I like playing with things, so I'm going to turn my processing back on, and this is what it sounds like with a little bit of processing. Yeah, Christopher Colt, a huge drop right now in the price. I think at $110, this is super affordable for almost anybody, because you're not getting a plastic build, you're getting a metal build body of a mic. So definitely check it out.
Know Your Joe earlier asked what the topic was. Well, the spotlight you see is the Fine Tank 6.
Mm-hmm.
And our talking point is budget doesn't mean amateur. That's what we want to hit on. The stuff that we show, the stuff that we use, just because it's budget, just because it's cheap, doesn't mean it's amateur. You can still do, I'm going to say semi-professional things with the gear that we have. And first and foremost, most people that are looking, even considering this kind of gear, probably not looking to be pro at a voiceover artist or singing, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But just because it's budget doesn't mean it's amateur.
I do want to touch on the topic right here that Ms. K offered. How heavy is that mic compared to the other Tank mics? I do believe this is the heaviest of all the Fine microphones right now. The Tank 6.
Heavier than the Tank 1?
Yeah.
Because it's not even as big as the Tank 1.
It's bigger than the Tank 1.
Oh, is it longer?
Yeah.
Does it look narrower to me? Oh, yeah, it's a little bit longer. But it looks a little skinnier.
I lifted my thing out of the face.
Off.
There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry. Now, the one thing that I don't like about the Tank 6 is the sound resonance. It is horrible. Like, I'm tapping on the boom arm. That is the one downfall of the Tank 6 is the sound resonance. But if you're not going to bump your desk, or if you're going to just sit there and talk, this microphone is
on smacking mics together.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Sorry about that, by the way.
That's fine.
Speaking of amateurish, geez.
But you did it with a budget mic.
That is true. That is true. That is true. So yeah, I think that this is the heaviest, not by much. The Tank 1's still really heavy, but I think some of the processing for the USB portion kind of gives it a little bit more weight.
Well, I could see it's physically longer, but even seeing it side by side with the Tank 1, and then what I've seen on YouTube reviews already, it looks like it's a little narrower. Like the diameter is a little less. That's why I thought it had to be lighter.
I don't really think so, but I mean, I don't have a tape measure to measure it, so I think they're pretty close. Now, this one is the black one. I think if it was the white one, it'd be shorter and less round, less wide.
Pigtown Sports, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in.
That was a horrible joke. I apologize, everybody. Oh, man.
Hey, just speaking the truth, man. That's all right.
But yeah, the Tank 6 I think sounds phenomenal. The Tank 1 is awesome as well, but that is XLR only. If you're looking for versatility, if you're looking to possibly travel with a microphone that is USB compatible, so you're not always looking for an interface or anything like that, go with the Tank 6.
Yeah, and I've got to say, if you are planning to do something like that, the Tank 6, Tank 3, that's because they have the gain control, the headphone volume. They've got a headphone jack, and they're have the ability to be USB. That kind of makes these mics perfect for traveling, because you don't have if you're not taking an audio interface with you, well, you've got some control over your gain, and then you've got control over your headphones, and you've got the ability to plug in your headphones. Like some people have the newer Macs. There's no headphone jack. Well, wait a minute. Mine has a headphone jack.
I will say one thing that I really like about the Tank 6 is the headphone monitoring. I think the driver for it is more powerful for the headphone monitoring. I didn't have to crank it. You know how some microphones you got to crank it up a lot, and even then you're kind of barely hearing yourself. I didn't have to do that with the Tank 6. I think I had it like at halfway, maybe 75%, somewhere in there, and I had plenty of room to grow. And I was hearing myself perfectly fine.
Fine. You were hearing yourself fine.
I was hearing myself fine. Yeah. Fine. So let's talk about budget. Does not mean professional, can mean budget as well.
I forget where it was. It was this was like last year. It was some political figure, and there was somebody sent me a screenshot of, I think it was like one of Donald Trump's kids or something, and they were doing something. They were on some show. They were being interviewed for something, and the microphone was a fine AM8.
Love it.
Like it just goes to tell you. Now you're talking about, I don't know if it was hers. If it's hers, she has the ability to buy any microphone she wants.
Right.
And chose a AM8.
Well, the AM8 sounds fantastic right out the box. But it is a plastic build. It's not really meant for travel, because you throw that in a bag and there's possibility that it'll get damaged with it being plastic.
Yeah.
But if for home use, if you're not going to travel with it, fantastic microphone.
Chad on the road, how you doing, man?
How's it going, Chad?
Yeah, my point is like sometimes you see some of these budget mics in the realms of professional online shows, or a lot of online stuff, and they're using stuff just like this. I mean, there's a lot. Everybody goes for the SM7B, but
that's because everybody sees the SM7B like with Joe Rogan, or a lot of higher end podcast, but you don't need the SM7B. SM7B is a $400 plus microphone. You could get right now. You could get 3 or 4 of the Tank 6s
for the same price.
For the same price.
Yep.
Of one. And I gotta tell you, I think that the Tank 6 sounds really close to an SM7B, at least from the comparison, not that I did, but from what Mike Newman from Level Up with Mike Newman did when he compared this microphone. He went from the Tank 6 to an SM7B, and there was almost no difference at all. It was really shocking to see and hear that. Even he had to go back and be like, hey, go back and listen to this.
Right. So I'm curious if anybody in the chat, do we have, we got Miss K, we got Chad. Is there anything that you guys do to make your budget gear, your budget setups look or sound more professional? Or, is there anything that you guys do to just increase that value?
And while we wait on their answers, we do have a poll.
Oh, roll that beautiful poll footage.
So what's the hardest part of budget podcasting? Because I know most people watching this right now, or whoever watches this on replay, is probably either starting to get in, been doing it for a while, but still in that budget realm, and they may want to know what's the hardest part of budget podcasting. Is it the gear limitations, the background noise, or growing an audience? Hashtag gear, hashtag noise, hashtag growing to enter the poll. So I'm curious myself, and man, my spelling was horrible. So the hardest part for budget podcasting for me is double checking my spelling, apparently. What's the hardest part of budget podcasting?
Oh, yeah. I just noticed
budget
that.
podcasting.
You know what's funny? You were so worried about the C in audience.
I was. And even then, look, I spelled audience right. If it looks like audio, I spelled it right. Evie Mux is making it say that. So that's not me, that's them. So, oh yeah, red cabin acoustic. Yeah, time can definitely be a big deal.
Yeah,
for sure.
Time's not on there, but that's definitely fine. And I'm assuming he means finding time to do things. Amongst all the other things that we do, finding the time to do this and polish up on this.
The outsider I was going to get a fine SE8, but saw reviewers saying there is a peaking issue with the new mixer.
But just wait. I guarantee they'll fix it.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely fix it.
I can say that with confidence because they do. They listen. I'm working with them right now on some. I've got a couple of goofy mics. I'm not going to say any names, but yeah, it happens.
Oh yeah, it definitely happens. Right now, I think we are their testers. The people doing the reviews are their testers. We are their R&D, and that's kind of, I like it. And Christopher Colt, no, you're not.
No,
you
you're
look
not.
Fantastic, buddy.
You know what he looks like? He looks just like this guy I know, Christopher Colt. He looks just like him.
Oh, he does. He looks.
Yeah.
He does. The outsider the lack of planning with the episodes. So when it comes to planning, a lot of times let the show be natural. You don't have to storyboard a whole episode of anything. It depends. Have a topic and just start talking. It can go from anywhere from 2 minutes to 8 minutes to 20 minutes, depending on what you want to be, or a live where you have an audience and have the audience drive your show to where you don't really need to plan a whole lot. Just have talking points and hit those talking points and you should be fine.
Yeah. What does he say? Lack of planning with the episodes. So you were talking about that. Makeup artist. Know your Joe. No, I have not tried the voice changing mic yet. I haven't even watched any reviews on that yet because, and I'm not trying to be a party pooper. I'm not that interested in voice changing. I've got it on my interface, but still would like to see the reviews and hear it.
Yeah, I'm not too interested in it either. I like, I won't say my natural voice because I do put processing on my voice, but I like more of a natural sound, just not a, I mean, I could do voice changing, well, no, I can't even do it with this mic, but yeah, I'm not big on the voice changing. I could do it. I don't, so I won't need it because I know I wouldn't use it.
Philip, this is EV Mux, so neither. If you see me doing my next live, it will be with OBS, and I am at what I think is a comfortable position in my knowledge and my setup with OBS. So
that could be a good future talking point: how to set up OBS to go live.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do a video on it for sure. Just based on the stuff I've learned this week, in a course of 3 days or so, I've taught myself how to set up a live stream like this, very similar, all on my own, 100% free through OBS.
And it looks and sounds good, man.
It's
definitely looks and sounds good.
There's some obstacles, the EV Mux, StreamYard, Riverside, they're all got a lot of ease of access for stuff, but I'll get there.
So let's see. The Outsider Jest. I switched out my Fine SE3 with the Mayano mixer. If it doesn't work on PS5 for me, I'm returning it and saving the money I get from the Assuron and saving for a Bridgecast one.
I've heard of Bridgecast.
I think I thought the SE3 worked with the PS5 though. I thought it did.
Oh yeah. The Outsider just said they meant. I'm saying she. Are you a she or he?
You got an innie or outie?
I'm always compelled to say she, and I don't know why. Anyway,
I guess you're thinking Jessica, maybe.
Maybe.
Or it could just be.
They said that they were more talking about people starting a podcast without a plan and wondering why they went wrong. Why is it growing?
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, you do definitely got to have a generalization of what you're talking about, hitting talking points. That's what we do here. We don't really have a full storyboard. We have talking points, and we kind of let the conversation grow from there.
Yeah. Like we're usually pretty much by the 20-minute mark, 15 to 20-minute mark, we've already exhausted everything that we came here with. Everything we brought to the table has been eaten, and there was no leftovers.
Let's see. Chad said, the Outsider Just good move on getting rid of the Fine SE3 mixer. That thing was junk in his opinion. I don't think it's junk. I think it's a very good beginner.
Yeah.
A very good beginner interface for someone just starting out. Yeah, you could go with the Vocaster 1 and just spend maybe 20 or 30 bucks more for that one, and it'd be a better interface. But the Fine SE3 is not horrible. It's just not. It's not up to today's standards.
So I don't know. I think the Outsider just does gaming because they mentioned I want to say that stuff like the SC3, the Mayano mixers, I want to say that they're geared towards gamers.
They are.
But this is a gamer that's saying that they don't like it. So that's a good question, is as a gamer, what what's more like, is it important to you to have a really good audio interface, or is it important to just have something that works and gets you going and you sound decent for, cheaper
I would
money?
imagine it would something to bring in your audio for your audio from your game, your audio from your chat on
Yeah.
Discord. You need separate little faders and inputs and outputs for each one of those. So I believe that's why you need a mixer like that. And I think that Mayano probably does have the lead on mixers. I don't know about the new mixer from Fine, the SE8. I have not tested it. I've only seen like 1 or 2 reviews on it, and it sounds decent. Sounds a little bit better than the SE3. The SE3 for me had a popping noise every couple minutes, like a digital pop, not very loud, but I would hear it and I would get annoyed with it. That's why I moved on from it.
Where are we at? Philip. He said, honestly, is there any add-on feature on a microphone that can't be done via the interface or computer, including cut filters and high pass filters? They're all kind of redundant.
I mean, for somebody who has a cheaper interface, then yeah, a low cut on the microphone itself can be very useful. If you have a Vocaster 1, yeah, you can have the interface on there as well, but having it on the microphone could make things just simple to where you click it and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So it's ease of access a lot of times rather than getting into software. So having some things on there like that could be very useful if you're just into ease of access.
Right.
Also, I just created more work for me because of the peaking issue. I'm not a person that yells, but the thing was unusable. I got you, Outsider Jess. I got you. So, was you using OBS or as well? If you were, then you could probably set up some sort of filter, not a noise gate, but a threshold to where it wouldn't peak.
Yeah.
A limiter. You could set up a limiter to where you wouldn't be peaking.
I was right.
What?
Outsider Jess. She.
Yeah, she's a she.
I must have already known that.
You must have. It was your intuition. It was your ESPN.
My ESPN, yeah.
Yeah.
It was my ESPN was in the fourth quarter of the ninth inning.
Outsider Jess,
man.
I'll definitely have to check out your channel once we get off here, because yeah, I want to check out what you do. Just like Miss K, I enjoy watching her play her games. I want to check out the Outsider Jess as well.
And I did see earlier Miss K said that as a gamer, a solid interface is a must-have.
Yes.
Where else are we at? SC3 has a peaking issue. I have one. I don't use it. I did the review on it, and it's just sitting up there.
I have one as well.
Getting old in
I
the
do
box.
not use it. It was actually my very first audio interface, the SE3. Like I said, great for beginners. It's not for me anymore. I moved on to the Vocaster, and then I moved up to the Rodecaster Duo. But yeah, the SE3.
Oh, go ahead. Finish.
No, the SE3 for somebody just starting out, I think is perfectly fine. But if you do have peaking issues and you're using OBS, setting up a limiter may be a good thing.
I'm going to highlight this. Chad said that the Vocaster 1 is leaps and bounds better than the Fine SC3. The Fine was giving me feedback in my mics when I was podcasting, so I tossed it.
I got you. I can see that.
That is a very good interface. I still have mine. I just have my weird issue that we've all talked about, and I can't figure it out, so I don't use it.
Does it still happen in OBS? Have you tried hooking it up to see if it still does that?
Yeah, on my Mac, yes, but if I hook
Okay.
it up on OBS on the I do have a Windows laptop sitting over here. If I hook it up on there, it works fine.
Okay, so it's a Mac issue.
Yeah. Well, it's 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 either a Mac issue. It can't be a Mac issue because Know Your Joe helped me for hours one time over the course of a weekend, and he was using a Vocaster on a Mac, not a laptop. He was on a Mac Mini, but it's still a Mac, and he didn't have any problems.
So maybe it was just a specific issue with your specific device.
I think there's a couple things going on, but I think it lies somewhere in the Mac version of OBS that I have, because I tried it on multiple different versions of OBS and it still did it on every single one of them. Talking with the Vocaster hub or the Vocaster itself, something in there. I don't know who's to blame, but I know it doesn't work for me, but I do use it, or I plan to use it for comparisons with the Windows.
Okay.
And it works fine on
It's
that.
not a cable issue. I think it's a. I won't say soft. I don't know if it's a software. I don't think it's a software. Maybe a driver issue.
Yeah,
if anything.
So just to give you an idea, I went through all of that. I changed out multiple XLR cables, multiple everything, the power cords. I plugged it into different places just to see if there was an issue with the outlets. It no matter what it did, it still did this like there was a second or maybe even a second and a third input coming in that made you, it sounded like I was repeating, you know what I mean? Not so much an echo, but like I sounded like C-3PO. It's the best way I can describe it.
OBS was unusable and difficult on my M1 to learn, so I just deleted it and used GarageBand. Oh, okay. As long as you have something that you can work with. Now, does GarageBand, can you set up a limiter in GarageBand? I've never used it, so excuse my ignorance for asking.
I haven't either.
So,
I mean, a little.
Yeah, so maybe you could set up a limiter on there. So if you do yell, you won't peak.
And I'm using OBS on an M1, but the version of OBS that I'm on seems to be very stable. I haven't had any problems in a while, and I didn't have a whole lot of problems before. Just some glitchy things here and there. The only thing that I think's going on right now is when I'm using OBS, this version, I can no longer do the virtual camera. Every time I go to do it, it says something. It says I couldn't find it or something.
That's weird.
That's a bummer because we used to do these. I was always using my OBS virtual camera because I could put different things up. I could, change my scenes while we were doing lives, and I can't do none of that no more.
Okay, so GarageBand, you can set up a lot of things. That's very cool, and I'm glad you found something that works for you. I may have to look into GarageBand as well, just so I can have something to compare things to.
Yeah. So Mac comes with GarageBand. I don't think you're going to be able to use GarageBand on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But you could check out stuff. Now, GarageBand is very similar to like Audacity. What else is there? There's a bunch, but I don't do audio stuff, so I don't know. I have Logic Pro that comes built into the Mac.
Yeah.
But when I go in there, man, I am lost, like so lost. I will tell you this, the audio quality when I record something in Logic is primo. Like it sounds so good. It's so quiet. It's so, I don't even know how to describe it, but it sounds different. You notice the difference right away. You could record the same two sentences in two different things, and if one of them is Logic, you can tell. But when I get in there, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like dropping me off at another country that I've never driven in and telling me, here's the keys. I'm like,
So Philip has a suggestion. Maybe it's just broken. It comes with a 3-year warranty, and I doubt Focusrite bothers repairing. They will likely just swap it out for you. So if you're still within that 3-year warranty, maybe you can contact Focusrite and see if they'll send you a replacement.
So I was in contact with them for a while, but then I stopped using it, and I just kind of dropped it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not. Yeah, I got the Rodecaster. I don't think it's broken because it works perfectly on a Windows computer.
There may be like I think. No, you just said right here. I am kind of thinking there's something loaded from some previous software that has embedded itself
That's
and is
exactly what
creating the issue. So
me and him talked
that
about
would make it broken though, if it's
Yeah.
embedded in there. So
But it
maybe
wouldn't
getting
be
a new
for
one.
them. Because
How's that?
I used it for a year before that started happening.
Maybe. But it never hurts to, if they'll send you something new to replace it, to
Yeah, I might
see if
check
that,
into it.
yeah.
Because it would be
Even-
nice to be able to hook it up and just simultaneously use it. And
Because it's more portable than the Rodecaster, so you could throw that in a bag and be perfectly fine. And
yeah,
if you wanted to travel or,
I gave away my Vocaster 1.
well, there you go. So
Give it to
get
my
that,
son.
get that replaced, man. I have my Vocaster 2 somewhere. I just don't know where. I can't find it. Logic is really good for professional mic use. All right. And I tried downloading Audacity, and my audio came out so buzzy that she deleted it. And let's see, so buzzy that app, and learned GarageBand. So she still don't know what she's doing EQ wise, but the audio is usable. And you know what? If you don't know what you're doing EQ wise, ask AI.
Yeah, it's a good start. I wouldn't make it your Bible, but it's a good start.
Yeah. We've done some AI audios for the Rodecaster. All you gotta do is basically feed in AI, make a sound sample with no processing. It could be like 30 seconds, and then load it in and ask it and type in how you want your voice to sound. Say you want a little bit of low end with having some clarity in the high ends, and it should spit out a relatively easy to follow EQ.
Chris, they don't need to know that you have Windows.
I got one window right here. It's just one window, but there's a
Bars in
blanket.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like
there's a
more
blanket covering it though.
jail. That's kind of what but yeah, so she said that GarageBand, she's learned it well. I've heard that GarageBand is really great. Like it's very, whenever I open it up, it looks almost the same as Logic. I mean, obviously there's differences, but
King Paco says he has his old interface hooked up next to the new one.
yeah.
That's a good way to go. I mean, if I was recording 4 different microphones, I mean, I wouldn't use 2 different interfaces, but if I had a podcast and needed 4, then yeah, I could do that. Have 2 different interfaces. Let's check in on that poll real quick.
Yeah.
I still love the image for that,
Yes.
by the way.
That is great.
So what's the hardest part about budget podcasting or budget podcasting? The gear limitations, noise, and growing an audience. For me, I think it's growing an audience. I don't think it's gear limitations, because there's so much really good budget podcasting gear, or even if it's for YouTube, there's cheap webcams now that are really good.
For me, yes, the first would be if I'm picking my hardest, growing an audience. That is very hard.
Because the space is just so saturated right now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a podcaster.
What do I do to stand out? What do I do to get views? What do I do to, the background noise thing? Yeah, that's a nuisance for me, especially with me living right near an intersection. Every time a motorcycle goes by, or a loud hot rod, or a siren, you guys hear it. I can't stop it unless I had a soundproof room, and I just don't have the money to have a soundproof room. So.
Yeah, but you can eliminate a lot of that with, say, a dynamic microphone and some noise gate. You can eliminate some of it. Won't get rid of all of it, but it's a great start, and it's nothing that's going to break the bank. You know what I mean? It's not going to be as noticeable without it.
So Joe's gonna send you Cool Edit Pro. I've never heard of it, but it sounds cool. He said it was what the Audition was before Adobe purchased them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have a version of Cool Edit Pro. What Audition? Okay, very cool, man. Please do. Hey, man, I'll take anything. I'm not bashful.
Yeah.
William A, what's up, man? How's it going?
William May, how we doing? No, you're
The
Joe
Outsider
said-
Jess.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
started with a Blue Yeti and a USB adapter.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us started, a lot of podcasters started out with a Blue Yeti. I definitely
didn't
did.
start with it, but it was second. I started with a fine version of the Blue Yeti, and then went to the Blue Yeti, which the Blue Yeti I got free from my ex-boss. He just gave it to me.
I will say, I mean, at the time when I first started, the Blue Yeti was everywhere. A lot of creators had it, and there wasn't as many options. At least I didn't think that there was as many options as there are now. There were for XLR, but I was using USB at the time. I needed a good USB microphone. Now you have something like this that you could use USB and sound 10 times better than the Blue Yeti,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion. Tank 6 looks like it will be a great buy. Yeah, William A right now, and it's on sale for like over $50 off. It's 110, normally 163. There's a link in the description of either mine or Clay's video, so definitely get that. And whichever one you choose, we get a kickback. You know,
Yeah.
so I just want to be honest with that. Not
Not like a lot.
no, it's more of a finder's fee.
Yeah. Collectively, if like I get a good amount of people using my links, I might see $20 in a month.
I've
If
never
that.
had that. Never.
If that. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think they hold off and make the deposits once they hit that mark, because I always see that much go in. But it's not, it's like every so often.
Well, Outsider Just, I think the problem with the Blue Yeti is it is very sensitive because it is a condenser microphone. So you're going to get a lot of room noise even with your voice. But I think now it comes with software that you can litigate a lot of that stuff. So I think if you have a newer version of the Yeti, I don't know if it works with the older versions, but I do know that Blue Yeti does come with software now that you can adjust things and add limiters and noise gates and all that stuff to it to make it sound even better.
Chad said he started with the blue snowball.
I almost got a snowball. I almost got one.
Live stream consultant. We were talking the other night on a video call, and his granddaughter found like a really good deal on Facebook Marketplace, and it was a whole box full of a bunch of different microphones.
Oh, nice.
And in there is a snowball that is inside of a big, huge, round, disc-shaped suspension mount.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, it's really cool looking.
That's
But
awesome.
it's so big. Like if you put it in front of you, it would like cover, about half to 3/4 of your face.
The Outsider Just, I want to get a Yeti Pro, but it's been discontinued. I will, if I got a Yeti, it would be like I think it's the Bluebird, the lollipop mic. I want one of those lollipop mics, the Yetis. I think they look cool, and I just like the look. I
Which
want to
one
see
you
what
like?
they sound like. Was that?
Which one do you like?
I think it's the Bluebird, or it's a lollipop microphone.
Oh, the Ember.
No,
No. Oh.
no. I think it's the
Oh, a
Bluebird.
lollipop. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The Bluebird sounds good too, but that's more of a it's really thin, and yeah, it's not a lot.
What was the Yeti Pro like?
I don't remember.
I'm asking the outsider Jess,
Okay.
just because she said she wanted to get one, but she thinks they're discontinued. I know the one that I had was typical shape, the typical thing, had the 4 different polar patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't sound horrible. Didn't sound bad. It was just, I don't know, it was a USB microphone.
It
I don't-
was. It wasn't even just because it was a USB microphone. It sounded good for what it was. I think it was overpriced for what it was.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay, let's see. Red Cabin Acoustics says,
Good night, Chad. Thanks for stopping in.
"Good night, man. Have a good night. Hey, y'all, the Starling P30 is on sale at Guitar Center. Great active dynamic. I'll definitely check that out for sure." Let's see. The outsider just said it's just an XLR version of the Blue Yeti.
Ooh, okay. Is it got 4 polar patterns and all that? I don't need that really, but that's just kind of neat.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like a Yeti, but it has an XLR in addition to. So it's a XLR USB condenser
combo.
microphone. Yeah. The Bluebird is great. I think you meant the Yeti Bluebird. So yeah, I want to get one. I just want a lollipop microphone. I think they look really cool. I want either the Bluebird. I want one of the King Bees.
I want the King Bee.
Yeah.
Ever since Know Your Joe sent me the what the heck is it called?
The Neat.
The Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee.
Yeah. Now I want the King Bee.
I think there's one called the Neat. I think
Well,
out there.
Is the brand of the King Bee.
Okay.
So you got like the Neat. I don't know all of them, but there's the Bumblebee, the King Bee. There's a couple more.
There's so many brands of microphones that
Yeah.
I really have to think about them to, because naming them off, I'm like, oh, which one am I actually talking about here?
Everybody, a lot of the brand and the name together. A lot of people don't do that. Everybody says the SM7B. There's probably people out there that don't even realize it's a Shure. Because more commonly you just hear SM7B.
Look at the tanks. You got the Tank 1, Tank 3, Tank 2, Tank 6. Got to sit there and think about which tank am I talking about.
That's the brand. It's the 1, the 2, the 3, but it's not. It's
King Paco said he had fun hanging out with you the other night.
Yes.
Yep. I think he jumped on right after I got off because I got off to watch my Buccaneers play. I was helping Clay out with his issue, or helping him set up his
the live stream,
his free OBS live stream, which I think is really cool that you can do everything in there for free.
I'm impressed so far. There's not a whole lot of stuff that I need that I can't already do in there, so I'm okay with that. Like the polls that we do on here. I'm not gonna probably do that really. I'm just getting on there and talking. And my biggest problem is I want our video to look as good as it can, our audio to sound as good as it can, and I don't want to get hung up on midstream.
Which has happened twice now.
Yeah. Well, it was twice the other night. It's happened before, and that was with using Ecamm, and I love Ecamm. I'm not trying to talk bad about them. There's an issue there, and I don't want to pay for something that I can't count on.
But if it kicks your guests out or freezes them, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Now, Evie Mux has plenty of issues of itself, but it don't kick people out.
We've never had a problem like that. It doesn't kick them out. I say that. What it does is it just, and I'll know what's happening. Somebody will freeze, but I can still hear them.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, we can't hear them anymore. And then somebody else will freeze. We can still hear them, but then we can't hear them anymore. And then they're gone. And it'll do that. But it doesn't do it to me. Like the whole time everybody's
because
freezing.
you're the host. So I guess it's because you're bringing them in. So it's weird. So Philip says the Shure PGA 181 side address lollipopish is lollipopish and has good reviews. But what is the PGA's handicap? That's what I want to know. Let's see. The outsider Jeff. 5 years ago, I didn't even know the name SM7B And anytime I search podcast mic, I saw Blue Yeti video. Yeah, everybody was using the Blue Yeti like 5, 6, 7 years ago, but now the Shure SM7B is the big dog. The Rode Pod mic is probably right behind it, but I'm telling you, these fine microphones I think sound better than the Pod mic, and they're very comparable to the Shure SM7Bs, and you're getting it at a quarter of the price. So I think right now the microphone game is really coming up. You're getting budget microphones that sound way better than they ever have before. The build qualities are becoming better than ever before on these budget microphones.
Yeah. I mean, for what the cost is, they're amazing.
Yeah. I think right now is a really great time for anyone wanting to become a creator, because there's so many options for audio. There's so many options for video. I think right now it's like so open. It's an open world out there. And it's not closed in to just like the Blue Yeti and a Logitech 940 or whatever the webcam was at the time. There's so many options that you can go. I have 2 webcams that I'm looking at right now. One of them, is okay. But my main one, it's $100 webcam. So it's nice. Let's see, 50/50 in Mexico cost $160. It says Judgment. All right. Well, right now in America, the Tank 6 is $110.
But it was, when it first came out, it was like $159,
$162.99 is its base price. So in Mexico, it may not have dropped yet, but I'm sure it will drop. Judgment. So definitely keep an eye on it on Amazon. Once it drops, snag this bad boy up. USB XLR, fantastic microphone.
What do you mean, Philip? We have an embarrassment of microphone options available to us.
It means that there's so many out there that it's hard to. There's so many of them out there. Is basically what he's saying.
Yes,
like
lots.
Yeah, and quality.
Don't buy everything that you see or hear about right away. Do your research.
Yeah.
Listen to samples. Listen to samples with different voices. That's a big thing that nobody thinks about. It's
a big thing.
It sounds good on my voice doesn't mean it's going to sound good on your voice. If you've got a higher pitched or more tinny voice, it might sound different,
Correct. Like, I think my voice is more in the mids. Clay's is a little bit more in the lows. So definitely check out different voice patterns. Mike Newman has a little bit more highs in his voice than either one of us. So definitely check out different voices reviewing the microphone that you're looking at, just to figure out what is your lane of voice, and know what kind of voice that you have as well. It's great seeing people using budget mics because, no offense, I don't like the look of the Q2U.
She got me there because I don't know what a Q2U is.
I don't either, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Even us, we don't have all the answers. We don't know all the mics. We just know what we have experience with.
Okay. It's a handheld microphone. Samsung Q2U.
The Q2U. Yeah. No, never mind. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know what she's talking about. I know what that is. I'm sorry.
You know what other handheld microphone looks good, but don't use it. Don't pick it up. Don't touch it. Is the Fine Tank2. Sounds really good. Comes with a pop filter, but the handling noise.
Yes.
Horrible.
Q2U is a good mic. My son, that was the first one he had. Now he's got whatever I keep sending him. He's got a K669D. He's got a K688.
I think
AM8.
I think one day I'm gonna go in my son's room and just set him up a whole gaming system, whole gaming with microphone, and see if he likes it.
Christopher Colt said, "Do you guys think Fine is moving more toward the upscale market I haven't seen a new ultra budget mic from them in quite some time. They seem to be moving up in the line in higher scale mics. Yeah, it seems that way.
It
Um,
does.
I don't know if that means that the future for them it means premium, or if it still has budget options available. But you could be right. They could be moving out of budget, but I just don't see that happen.
I don't either, because I think their main niche is gaming microphones,
Mhm.
and these aren't really meant for gaming. These are meant for podcasting, recording, and so I think that they're doing a blend right now, but they do know to compete with some of the higher end microphones, they need to step up on some of their microphones, which they have with the Tank 1 and the Tank 6. I think that their first entry into the market was the K669D, the all metal build. Fantastic on a budget, $30 microphone. I can't stop. I can't say enough about the
I haven't used it in
K669D.
a while.
I haven't either, only because while it's a fantastic microphone, Finefine's has put out better microphones since then.
Yeah, so they'll like she said they drop prices. She said she doesn't think so. They looking like they're going to stay middle of the road because they drop prices constantly, and that's true. But they'll drop it and then go back up. But you know what? Focusrite did that too with the Vocaster.
Yeah, that's very true.
That initially was almost $300, and there was a time when you could get, maybe it still is, I don't know, the Vocaster 2 for $99.
Oh God, sorry. I'll check out. Let me check out on Amazon what the price is real quick on the Focusrite 2. I'm sorry, the Vocaster.
Vocaster 2. It's by Focusrite.
Yeah. 112 right now.
Okay, well that's about where it's been.
Yeah, I've
Staying
seen
right
it for
around
like
there.
180 or 160 or something like that.
Well, initially it was like 300. It was like 289 or somewhere around there.
The outsider just says something was fishy to her about the Tank 2. What was it? What was kind of fishy about it?
I know I saw your review and it was fine. I saw Danny Lightning's review and it was fine. I can't do my review yet.
Do you still have it?
Yeah. Both.
I would say send me one, but you don't need to.
I'm going to, because unless they, I'll tell you more later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Fine for now is looking middle of the road. Yeah. All right. I think we've already covered that. All right, guys. I do think we've hit our time.
Thanks for all the comments in the chat. That is what makes this thing have life.
This is how the show grows.
Live.
Let's see. I don't mean to be contrary, and this is just his opinion, but Fine and Mayano are similar brands and solid entry level microphones. Everything costs more in this economy. Yeah, this is true. This is true. However, I do think Fine can compete with the Rhodes of the world. I think that is better than most Shure microphones. Do we know of the longevity? No, because Fine has not been around as long. So it's kind of Schrodinger's box at this point. We don't know if the cat's dead or alive because we haven't had enough time with these microphones to know if they're gonna last.
And
I personally have never had an issue with a Fine microphone.
and one thing that somebody brought up was, and it was a comment in one of my reviews. Fine is, yes, Philippines, but it's basically based in China, and that's what my rep has told me.
Mm-hmm.
Our research and development and blah 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 is based in China. And what do we typically know about things built in China, or why things are built in China? goes there because
It's
it's cheaper.
cheaper, yeah.
And if it's cheaper to build them, it's because they're cheaper. And I'm not enforcing that. I'm just saying good point. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. So far, I have no complaints, man. I think if this is a cheap Chinese build, is a really nice build. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. Like I said, the resonance, horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. But if you're not
Oh, this
bumping
one.
your microphone stand like I've been doing,
You hearing that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's the Tank 3.
But they're not. Are they perfect? No. But as far as tone and sound, I think Fine can compete.
And we're not making videos going. So
This is true.
so
This is true.
that's you don't really need to do that. We do that just to give you an example of what, if you bumped it.
So Philip, I'll meet you out with one of the tanks because they are the heaviest and could probably hurt you the most. So he said meet him out in the parking lot because they're fighting words. Yeah. So and bring my mic of choice. He says, "Don't fighting words, Kevin. Meet me in the parking lot and bring the microphone of choice." Probably the they can compete with the roads and shores.
Oh.
Of the world. Yeah.
But see, there's another thing, like road, everything's built right there where they are from.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Which is a good thing to think about.
Exactly. And great for anybody on a budget. So, all right. That does it for this episode of Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin. So for Clay,
Bye.
I am Kevin saying, if we don't see you again, guys,
Au
thank
revoir.
you for being a friend. Bye.